Proven DIY, dirt cheap, cancer protocol that works. By Paul Fassa. What if I told you there are numerous non-toxic, inexpensive, and effective cancer treatment protocols the medical industrial complex is suppressing, because cancer treatment is a big pharma/AMA trillion-dollar cash cow? Dr. John Diamond, MD. Revealed, a study of over 10,000 patients shows clearly that chemo's supposedly strong track record with Hodgkin's disease, lymphoma, is actually a lie. Patients who underwent chemo were 14 times more likely to develop leukemia and 6 times more likely to develop cancers of the bones, joints, and soft tissues than those patients who did not undergo chemotherapy. 1. Dr. Glenn Warner, now deceased, was a highly qualified cancer specialist who used non-toxic, alternative cancer treatments on his patients with great success. Before his death in 2000 he famously quipped, "We have a multi-billion-dollar industry that is killing people, right and left, just for financial gain. Their idea of research is to see whether 2 doses of this poison is better than 3 doses of that poison." Ibid. Honey is cytotoxic against tumors and cancer cells. Anti-cancer honey is real raw honey, an effective anti-cancer agent. According to the book, Honey Revolution by Dr. Ron Fessenden, the floral flavonoids in honey contains bioflavonoids, that are essentially antioxidants. When ingested, these flavonoids act quickly to increase antioxidant cell levels and decrease capillary permeability and fragility. They scavenge oxidants and inhibit the destruction of collagen in the body. Big Pharma knows about the power of raw honey's floraflavones and their ability to eradicate free radicals and bolstering immunity. In fact, the pharmaceutical giants are currently investing millions of dollars just to produce and patent synthetic versions of these flavones. A recent study published in the journal Molecules, Effects of Honey and Its Mechanisms of Action on the Development and Progression of Cancer stated, honey is highly cytotoxic against tumor or cancer cells while it is non-cytotoxic to normal cells. The data indicate that honey can inhibit carcinogenesis by modulating the molecular processes of initiation, promotion, and progression stages. Thus, it may serve as a potential and promising anti-cancer agent which warrants further experimental and clinical studies. 2. Raw honey. Mechanisms behind honey's anti-cancer properties. Raw honey heals one cell cycle arrest, cancer cell replication is stopped. 2. Activation of the mitochondrial pathway. Flavonoids can activate mitochondrial pathways and remove proteins like cytochrome C which are considered potential cytotoxic, cell-killing, agents. 3. Induction of mitochondrial outer membrane permeabilization, MOMP. Honey causes the MOMP or a leakage of intermembrane space proteins into the cytosol which leads to the death of carcinogenic cells. 4. Induction of programmed cell death, apoptosis, activates cell death programming to protect against cancer. 5. Modulation of oxidative stress. Honey has the ability to act as an antioxidant thereby minimizing oxidative stress, which has been linked to cancer. 6. Amelioration of inflammation. Honey acts as an anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation has been linked to cancer. 7. Modulation of insulin signaling. Cancer has been linked to insulin resistance. Honey can reduce insulin resistance, thus reducing cancer risk. 8. Inhibition of angiogenesis. Honey can stop tumors from creating their own blood supply by inhibiting angiogenesis, the production of a new blood supply vessels. 3. Studies prove cinnamon kills cancer cells. A 2005 study published by researchers at the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, in Maryland made a rather astounding discovery. The common kitchen spice cinnamon acts as a medicine and can kill cancer cells. In the USDA cinnamon study, the researchers used a water-soluble, powdered extract of cinnamon bark, which they injected into growing cancer cell cultures. Typically for such studies, scientists utilize cell lines that are either actual cancer cells properly maintained for laboratory use, or they create cancer cells via various chemicals, radiation or viruses. Cinnamon heals human leukemia and lymphoma cells halted. For this study 3 types of human cancer cells were used, 2 leukemia and 1 lymphoma cell line. Leukemia presents as a proliferation of malignant blood cells called leukocytes, whereas lymphoma is the malignant onslaught of lymphocytes, a type of lymph cell. The rationale behind the study was to determine if the cinnamon extract could halt the progression of these cancer cells in vitro, and if so, exactly how it was accomplished. Study results. 1. Cinnamon extract effectively reduced the proliferation rate of all 3 types of cancer cells over a 24-hour time span. The time necessary for 1 doubling of the cell population. 2. The higher the dose of cinnamon extract, the greater the reduction in cell proliferation. 3. The highest cinnamon concentration resulted in about a 50% reduction in cell proliferation compared to the control group. 5. More cinnamon studies. A 2009 PubMed study found, cinnamon oil is quite effective in the treatment of tumors, gastric cancers and melanomas. 6. This 2010 cinnamon study, cinnamon extract induces tumor cell death through inhibition of NFB and AP1, concluded. Cinnamon extract potently inhibited various tumor cell growths in vitro and suppressed in vivo melanoma progression. Anti-cancer effect of cinnamon extract is mediated by apoptosis induction and blockade of NFB and AP1. Hence, cinnamon extract could lead to development of potent anti-tumor agent or complementary and alternative medicines for the treatment of diverse cancers. 7. Combining honey and cinnamon. Cinnamon raw honey iced tea. The cancer tutor is considered by many to offer the most comprehensive, reliable, alternative cancer healing protocols available on the internet, and it lists honey and cinnamon as an effective dirt cheap protocol for stage 4 cancers. Excerpt from the Cancer Tutor. While honey by itself has cured cancer, honey combined with other microbe-killing substances should be even more effective. In this portion of the protocol are 3 protocols that include honey. Mix 1 teaspoon of honey with 1 teaspoon of the spice, up to 6 times a day. Each one of these should start at a 1:1 ratio. It has plenty of room for taste adjustment. 1. Honey and turmeric or honey and curcumin, every other day take it 6 times a day, alternate with ginger, also anti-tumor. 2. Honey and ginger, every other day take it 6 times a day, alternate with turmeric, also anti-tumor. 3. Honey and cinnamon, every day. How often is up to the patient. Honey and turmeric and honey and ginger are taken on alternating days. All 3 of these items can kill the microbes that cause cancer which exist inside of the cancer cells. With regards to the honey, the darker the better. Hopefully, the cinnamon will come from Vietnam, where they have the highest percentage of cinnamon oil. 8. It's extremely important to understand all the details around this simple protocol before beginning treatment. Note: use only genuine raw, unfiltered honey and organic, non-irradiated cinnamon. Links in description.